Intelligent fools. Man, when it comes to the Christian, why consider us duped? But then conclude you're rational by saying that there is no actual absolute truth. A statement that in itself is an absolute. Perhaps you haven't really thought this stands true, considering every day you hold fast to what can be considered moral absolutes. Don't believe me? Though you stay thinking that it's true, what's right for them is right for them, and what's right for you is right for you. That really only sounds right in a vacuum where nothing wrong ever happens to you. Then by any chance that it do, someone isn't even-handed and does damage to you, then you conclude that they acted in an inappropriate manner. Essentially, you're holding them to some ideal standard you gather to be true. That absolute, that isn't only right by your understanding and applicable to you, but also the trespasser who apparently doesn't have the same standards. Nevertheless, you still find that their actions are reprehensible, because they've broken some kind of universal principle that perhaps is greater than what's right in the eyes of the individual. If it isn't true, why would you feel within you that you've been wrong and that they should understand that their actions are indefensible? This is applicable to lies, cheating women and guys, or any act that's criminal. So when you're involved in general, you do think people should do unto others as they expect people to act towards them too. Sounds a lot like what Christians view as biblical truth, don't it? Something you won't admit though, cause that view can't coexist with relativism. You know what you consider to be the pinnacle of wisdom. Folk following and doing whatever they feel is right within them. So if I follow this premise, you wouldn't be bothered if one of the homies feels like pulling a knife on your wife and children. Doesn't he have the right to do so, or does he have to fight the feeling? Does anybody really have the right to deny his interest if he sees this is righteous in him, despite his intent? Now you probably be like, nobody in their right mind would see this as righteous living, but you should feel that it is vile. And if they ran afoul, should now repent, embracing a penalty that fits them. Now, would I be remiss to mention that if you embrace this position, you're being hypocritical? How in one instance you can feel that no standard of wrong or right can be pinned to you, yet in another, when you're wronged, you're right to feel that there should be a penalty for doing what is against the rules. Some standard that didn't just happen to come up out of the blue that you feel they shoulda knew, so you have a right to rebuke. Now by this, a truly rational man would then be able to fathom that perhaps although mankind should live and be governed by some grander standard of truth, something transcendental, the irony of it all when compared to relativistic philosophies, when in practice we see that absolutes are essential to functioning as a society, man-made or from a higher being, mocking our piety, conforming to what are obviously absolute truths. I ask you, who's really been duped? No need to embellish the truth when intelligent fools who present absolutes refute with absolutes. The point has already been proved that it's at odds with saying there is no God and we're not in need of Jesus, the cross, the resurrection. If you've really been paying attention, following your own logic, this would be inconsistent with insisting that there is no absolute truth. So why are you still persistent? Now who appears more rational now, you or the Christian? Intelligent fools.